Howdy folks, Deanna Rubino here with Windows Phone Central, and welcome to our Windows Phone 8 video tour. There's a lot to this OS, so I can't show you all in one video unless you want it to be 20 minutes. But we're going to just do some basic stuff here, and then we'll go into deeper aspects in some other videos, so make sure you go to wpcentral.com and check those out. Anyways, the main change, of course, are those tiles on the screen. You can see there, Windows Phone 7.5 device, Lumia 900 480 by 800 resolution versus the 1280 by 720 resolution of this device. That's the HTC 8X. World of difference, of course, in quality and resolution, especially for images and text. There you go, though. You get your big tiles here with the little black gutter versus the multi-size tiles on this one and no gutter. So this takes up more space. You can also resize your tiles by holding them down. Get a little arrow here. You tap, make small, make double wide, or make regular. Choose what you want. This is really, really great for prioritizing. So, for instance, my email or the store, I don't really need a big tile for. I don't go into them that often. Same with my music. So I can make them smaller. I can make Kick Messenger a little bit bigger because I tend to use messaging a lot more. Windows Phone Central app because it's, awesome. But then you have your other features down here, same thing. So you can kind of prioritize, and it gives you a way to customize the look and function of your device. And it's very useful and really elegant. Just great to use. Let's hop into Xbox games here. There are some differences with this. I'll show you here. You can see the new gray look. And it definitely looks a lot better. Let's see if we can bring down my... Oh, look at my cool guy coming in. Too bad they can't fight each other. That's my Borderlands 2 costume. Anyways, animation's actually pretty good on Windows Phone 8, mostly because of the new graphics that's available there. But you can also do things like, let's tap the store. And you still have to go to Xbox Extras for that. No difference there. But we slide over, and you have requests on this side, but over here you have your Smart Glass, Game Store, and Friends, so a little bit laid out differently. Still your Spotlight and Collection. Then now you have your notifications act like this, and when you go into Friends and say Paul's online, I can actually send Paul a message now. And let's see if I did that here. Not much you can do. I can view Paul's recent stuff in his bio, his profile, but the ability to send messaging, pretty great. I know a lot of people have asked about that. Same thing though, recent, compare, profile. Much better looking in Windows Phone 8 though. Everything is smoother, and that messaging is, amazingly it wasn't there in the first place, but it's kind of great now to see it. Get back out. Of course, you got your Smart Glass, your notifications, as we were saying before, just show up as tiles, and of course, you have your spotlights. So that's kind of cool stuff there. We'll get out, scroll back down here. Email, not a whole lot different here, though there is one really cool feature: settings. And to use light background. How cool is that? If you really want that uniform look, so make it look like your instant messaging or your text messaging, you can set it to all black. Not a huge difference, but for some people who are going to really kind of want that thing. So that's kind of neat. Let's go to the Windows Phone Store now, not the Marketplace. Basically the same layout here, although you do have apps, games, music. So everything scrolls over. It's much more clean, I think. But when you go into apps, this is kind of neat. You have this little section here: top free, top paid, collections, picks for you, which is based off of your current ratings. You have your best rated. So it brings down all these highly rated apps, which I think this is really nice, new and rising. So these are apps that are, relatively new supposedly, or they're doing well. And you can scroll over for top paid. So you can go through all these categories once you're in them. So that is the store. You can scroll through. Of course, we got Internet Explorer 10. Load up the site here. Everything works very well. With that 1.5 dual core CPU support on here, Scrolling is very, very smooth. You can see, look at that refresh rate. There's a lot of comments on that article, but you can see there is no lag. There is no area where it hasn't redrawn the page yet. Go down, of course, find on page is back. So you can find specific words or things you're looking for, which is pretty cool. We'll go into settings, mobile version, stop refresh, delete history, advanced settings, get suggestions, do not track requests websites, so that's pretty nice. Use smart screen filter to help protect against unsafe websites. So you can turn these things on and off, but it's a great protection scheme. Open links in other tabs and all that, so pretty much the same. But performance-wise, Internet Explorer 10 is excellent. Messaging, not much different there. You can see I have a lot of apps installed. We'll see the photo and camera stuff later. We can scroll through here. Calendar, unfortunately, is still exactly the same, so there are no new options as far as I can tell. Okay, now we can head to Maps, which do have some changes to them. Of course, you still have your basic thing there. You have, you know, your local scout, show traffic, favorite places, aerial view, which is kind of neat. And if we go down to settings, you have this new feature, download maps. So if I actually started downloading New York, it's paused because you have to let it go, but this allows you to do offline mapping. So when you're searching for things local to you, you don't need to keep pulling down that same map every time. And this will be offline. It'll be for an entire state of New York. It's about 150 megs for New York. So actually it's not too bad. And you can even check for updates in case things change there. You can see check for updates. So that is a really cool feature. You can also delete history, and you can probably get rid of those maps just by holding down. Other than that, everything is pretty much the same here when it comes to maps, which is kind of a good thing. You can still do directions, and it still does the normal thing, although we're expecting to have like a Nokia Drive app to come down for directions. Scroll through here, of course, Office gets an upgrade, looks a little bit different here. It also works now with Office 2013, meaning when you write something on your computer and it syncs to SkyDrive, it'll show up under here under your recent stuff, which is kind of neat. So there's some there, and that's, you can see the comparison between these two. So you have notes. Now you'll notice there are no notes in this version here because OneNote is removed. It's a separate application now because people use it all the time. And so that's kind of the main differences here. We'll scroll through a little bit more. But you can see it is kind of nice. Speaking of OneNote, OneNote is its separate app, which is kind of cool. So people apparently use this a lot more, so they want to use it front and center. Once again, it also syncs up. Phone isn't any different. We've already done a video with the People Hub, which you can watch after this one. Photos will be in a different video as well. And then, of course, we have settings, which we can go through here. There's quite a bit. There's Kids Corner, Battery Saver. We'll do a thing on Kids Corner in a little bit. Your backup saves stuff to the cloud. Kind of like that a lot. App list and settings. So now it shows your... you can, when you back up your apps and everything like that. So if you switch to a different Windows phone, you can re-download those things, which is kind of cool. Text messages get backed up as well. And of course, photos, which give you different options. Of course, you can do best quality, which will only back up over Wi-Fi, which is a nice option. Good quality, or sitting with for videos. You have company apps. That's your private store. If you work for a company and they don't want to bypass the Windows Phone store, they can create their own private one. You can do that here, and that's where you would log in. Beats Audio, Attentive Phone, that's HTC stuff, of course. Regulatory is just some FCC information. Phone storage gives you how much storage you have on your device, and if you have a phone with micro SD card, that would be here where you can manage it, although this phone does not have that. Get your flight mode there. Tap to send, that's your NFC stuff. Internet sharing, email accounts. Go to theme. You get now 20 choices for colors. Still no color picker, but these are actually really nice colors, so they work well. And you get your dark and light theme, of course, too. Ringtones and sounds. No custom instant messaging or email alerts, unfortunately. But you do get the same things there, so nothing's really changed in that regard. And of course, you have your wallet experience, which we showed with Bing. Wallet is pretty cool, and you can see more on that later. So that is pretty much a quick tour of Windows Phone 8. There is a lot to it. It is great. It works really well with this new hardware. Things open up very quickly on this. Much faster, of course, those dual core processors and a new GPU. So there we go. Head to Windows Phone Central and check out our full review of this new operating system. Take care, everybody.